Greetings and hello there, and welcome to a brand new volume of the Iron Phantom's Black Book. I am your host, the Iron Phantom, and I am here to tell some scary stories, or at least supernaturally ones. So, how about we cut the chit chat and get to this episode's story? In this one, I am going to tell you the story of the graveyard owner. I hope you enjoy it. Margot had a great fascination with the afterlife and death. She spent most of her time being by herself and going to the local cemetery and looking around tombstones and hanging around there, even laying on some tombstones and the cemetery, smoking cigarettes and talking with some of the deceased people, thinking when she dies she wants to be buried or have her ashes scattered here. She came every day after school, looking around, enjoying the company of silence. Margot then walks across and sees a funeral taking place. She then leaves and goes home. The next day, when she's coming home from school, she again takes a shortcut through the cemetery. She then looks at some tombstone of a man who was buried a long time ago. She is then approached by a man who says to her, "Excuse me, miss, how old are you?" "Oh, 15, sir." "You're one of those goth kids, aren't you?" said the man. "So, I like it here." "I get it," said the man. "I like the peace and quiet too that comes with this place. That is why I own it." "Oh, you're the graveyard owner?" said Margot. "Yes, I am. I like to stroll around here every day and greet everyone who is buried, cremated here. Like over there is old Mr. Smith, the oldest resident here. In fact, buried him here a couple generations back when my great-great-grandfather purchased the land and allowed it to be a cemetery. So what, you have owned this place for centuries?" "Well, not centuries, for generations." "Over there is old Mrs. Pickett. She died in 1976, aged 83. Nice woman, from what I was told." "Still is." "What do you mean, still is?" "Well, here we're never really alone. There's spirits of the deceased here all the time. Like over there is old Mr. Clement. Died in 2008 at the age of 89. Had a good long life too. And of course there are the children, which unfortunately went too soon, and sometimes if you stay late enough you can hear them playing." I never really thought of that. Is that true? "Well, do you believe in the afterlife?" "Well, as a goth, I suppose I believe in something afterlife. That is why I admire the dead." "Of course," said the owner. She then walks around more with the owner. The owner then says, "Over here is a little pet cemetery." "A pet cemetery?" "Yes. I just thought if kids should ever want to bury their pets, I made a little piece of the land here so that, well, children can bury their animals. I even go as far to make little tombstones for them. You make tombstones too? Well, of course. I own the place. I like to look after it too. Make sure there are vandals that aren't here. Because, well, it's really disrespect for the dead when vandals come in. At least when you smoke a cigarette, you put it out in that little ashtray of yours you carry around with you and don't dump it around. So thank you. How do you know I do that? Let's just say I've seen you around here a lot of times. Well, I hope you liked my little tour of this graveyard. Oh, I did, sir, Mr. I'm sorry, I never got your name, Margot said. Oh, it is Mr. Anders. Andrew Anders. Your name is Andrew Anders. Yes. My son will be coming by later. He'll be coming by to do a bit of garden work around here. Okay, I see. Margot then turns around and then notices a grave with the tombstone written on it saying, "Here lies former graveyard owner Andrew Anders, 1946 to 1996. Thinking, wait, what the hell? She then turns around and Anders is gone. A middle-aged man in his late 40s to early 50s says, "What are you doing here?" Sorry, said Margot. It's just, I was talking to a man named Andrew Anders. It is impossible, said the man. My father has been dead for over 20 years now. It shall be the 25th anniversary since he passed on. Margot then asks the man, "You don't mind if I ask, how did your father die?" The man says, "He had heart failure." You know, no one's asked me about that before. I may not have been around back then, but I know this place well enough to know that he looked after this place, and he appreciates that you have, well, still continue to look after this place. Oh, let me guess, said the man. You've seen him too, haven't you? What? Yes, my father. By the way, my name is John Anders. And yes, I've seen a lot of my ancestors roam this cemetery. And I know that one day when my inevitable time comes, I will probably do the same. Oh, right, well, I best be going, said Margot. Of course. Oh, and, here you go. What is this? Margot asked. It is a key to the gate. I get a lot of keys and, well, you can come here and visit any time you like, even when it is closed. I think the dead appreciate the company of the living. Margot smiles and says, Thanks, Mr. Anders. Mr. Anders says, please, call me John. Well, goodbye, John. Goodbye for now, Margot. Wait, how do you know my name? Let's just say I've seen you around here long enough. Well, I best go. You run along now, as Margot runs along, and she's a nice young lady, isn't she? Yes, she is. Every day we get some people that come up here and admire the great about it. I know. Well, I'll have a drink. Did you enjoy the without any I don't imagine myself not that door coming? Thought that they comment below. And if you like your to the around the you all down below and